Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction and based on Elliott Wave analysis, of course. And in this video, of course, we're gonna recap a little bit the deep analysis from yesterday. We're gonna recap the scenarios very fast, of course, between bearish and bullish, and we're gonna analyze the indicator as we do as well for every week before, so we can see how the indicators are supporting our analysis here, right? In which way are they in or out of the analysis? So let's see exactly here. Of course, we are still on the daily chart where we have a very bullish scenario of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking for a wave 5 towards the upside after hitting a lower low for wave 4 perfect with a fib level of 0.5, which is perfect for a wave 4. After this, we are looking here at a 1, a 2, and then looking for a 3, 4, 5 towards the upside, finishing this wave 5. Now, inside, of course, the wave 1, we can see another formation, yes, now of a 1, 2 again, of course, but this formation has not finished yet, of course. We are still looking for a finished wave 5 towards the upside, at least to say that we have finished a 1, 2, 1, 2 again, and then move up massively and explosively with a wave 3 towards the upside. So if we look a little bit more into this zone, just to clarify what is going on. If we put also our 1 hour scenario here for the bullish, we have several options where we can see 1, 2 and 1, 2 possible. Of course, in that case scenario, we want to see a massive explosive wave 3 breaking here very easily the zigzag wave C1 to 1 fib level, which we are expecting, of course, as a bearish scenario coming in a few moments. So what we are missing still is some waves towards the upside to finish as this wave 5 and finishing this impulse or a diagonal, which it was in both ways, with a final wave 5, which should be shorter than the wave 3, regarding that your wave 1 is bigger than your wave 3, which is, of course, very allowed in Elliott Wave, where to have your wave 3 not the longest, but it should not be the shortest between 1, 3, and 5. And so these are the bullish. This is the most bullish scenario that we have, of course. This is the only remaining bullish scenario, and which is the main scenario while we are waiting for it since the start of this 1, 2 here, 3, and 4. We are still looking to finish the wave 5. So let's look at the bearish scenario. The bearish scenarios we have, of course, on the monthly chart, where we are looking at a finished higher high for the last cycle, and we are looking here at A, B, C, and A, B, C, and then we are looking then to 5 waves towards the downside, where we want to finish, of course, a wave C in a regular flat, right? As we can see here, A, B, and a C. Of course, we need then 3, 4, and 5 to finish a 1, 2 here, which has already started, possibly, of course, with a very rare expanding diagonal, which is very rare to let it work. It could look like very good as an expanding diagonal, but it is very rare that it works as an expanding diagonal. That means it is very rare that it works as impulsive wave towards the downside, and looking here at 3 waves towards the upside. However, we have to consider, of course, before considering this as an expanding diagonal, we need to consider this as different reading, such as an A, B, C zigzag finished here. After this, we got an expanding flat A, B, and a C, where we are looking, of course, for a wave C towards the upside as a bearish scenario. After this, we want to see, of course, a zigzag again, finishing this WXY exactly here, and then move up again towards the upside. Another scenario where we can read this as a B and a C, finished your wave C here as a zigzag where you can see 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and 5 waves down here, A, B, and a C. Therefore, we are looking possibly, rather than an impulse in our bullish scenario, that possibly it is just a zigzag hitting the 1-to-1 fib level for a wave C towards the upside. After this, you want to see a formation of the last zigzag with a triple zigzag WXY complex structure, and finishing, of course, this exactly on the last wave C of this zigzag, and move up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the upside again, to finish, of course, our wave 5. So basically, these are most of the bearish scenario. One more last scenario that it has arisen yesterday as a new scenario, of course, possibly that we are in a running flat here, where we can see A, B, and a C, and this is a finished running flat towards the upside, and we are looking for a zigzag here to be finished soon with a wave C towards the downside. Of course, then by all means you want to see, of course, an impulse directly going down to finish this zigzag or this regular flat, and finishing, of course, in that case a WXY, and then moving up again towards the upside. So, of course, as you can see, many possibilities for WXY before we call this expanding a diagonal and moving massively towards the downside. And once these scenarios phase, all of them, then we can call only this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the downside in case we see lower prices. So let's take a look, of course, to some indicators here in the RSI. If we take a look at the RSI, we can see that we are calming down the RSI since the last, starting on the daily. You can see that the RSI is starting to move a little bit down before even hitting the overbought area, which is a kind of a good signal, because you don't want to hit directly the oversold just before at least getting higher a little bit, then at least to touch this resistance in the top. So basically, this is, I think, what it's aiming for. I think that the overbought area is gonna reach once we, of course, reach this resistance in the top. So it needs to calm down, of course, a little bit, and it is a perfect week and now time to cool down a little bit the RSI. As you can see, the same is going on here on the 4-hour chart, that the things are calming down. Nothing's really interesting as signals, as conversions or divergences. Only we can see one on the daily chart here, where we can see a bearish conversions, where we can see, of course, lower, a higher high here and a lower low, while we can see, of course, here, on the RSI taken from this high, of course, we can see a higher prices and a taken from here. It's totally a bearish conversion. So, of course, this conversion, it doesn't mean that we are gonna sink very down. It's just that it says, okay, the RSI is going to calm down here a little bit, and to seek for higher prices, actually, because the trend is still high and we did not really touch the overbought area. And this has repeated on the daily chart for many times so far. So it has been for 3 times we didn't hit the overbought area on this correction channel. So we had only hit exactly 3 times the oversold area. But look at the last lower prices, where we see here it did not reach even the oversold area. That means a very good indication, where we can see that, okay, the things has changes starting from that point. This was your last oversold area, and one more time here it was not really achieved. So basically we are going to the overbought area for many times, of course, in the next weeks. So that was it for the RSI. If we take a look, of course, also to the MACD. On the MACD, we can see some interesting thing. things. I'm gonna start on the weekly because it is the most interesting. So on the weekly for the MACD, as you can see that the volume, the red volume is already in a bullish side, where we can see, of course, a transition towards the upside, where we, of course, it's gonna start the green volume. I'm not saying that it's gonna be very, very big. It's gonna be maybe even very small. I mean, the wave 5, however, will not need all these. Will not need a lot of volume here, right? Not more than your wave 3. I mean, this is your largest wave 3 here, where you can see double volume going up. However, your wave 5 might be, of course, lower than this. So this is why I'm expecting, because we need to see something like this with the volume, right? So the volume here might range, of course, a little bit. Your trades line might return possibly, and then sink down, same as we saw exactly here. It's almost the same repeating as well for the last cycle, right? So as you can see that we see also double high, but of course your wave 3 was higher in volume, where your wave 5 is lower in volume, which is exactly expected to repeat the same on the MACD. This is for the weekly. On the daily chart, of course, it's showing that, of course, the green volume is still in the up, but don't forget that your trend is still has just raised up from the bottom, where it was ranging for a long time in the bottom here for the wave 4. So now it is time that this trend start to go up and up. So we might see several waves here as a green volume, where we can see our wave 5 range towards the upside, of course, and before we go down again towards lower prices. And so this is regarding the MACD. I think this is the most interesting signals on the weekly and the daily. Here, as we can see on the 4-hour chart, of course, we might see some red here. However, this might not be really very deep. We might see some, of course, lower prices here, and then move up, of course, for a wave 4 to finish it in the next hours. For the Bollinger Bands, it's very also interesting to look at the weekly on the Bollinger Bands. So let's remove the possibility here to have a clearer view. So on the weekly, what happened on the weekly? Why it's not working? Okay, so on the weekly, we can see that yes, we have broke the middle line of the Bollinger Band. So this week was a very, very nice week, a nice indication where we have broke the middle line of the Bollinger Band, and we are going to test the upper line definitely at the 72,000 almost in this area, where we want to start to see, of course, a continuation towards the upside. Where we already look here at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This is exactly what we want to see. The Bollinger Band has to expand a little bit towards the upside, and then, of course, finishing this wave 5 around the 100K, as you can see here, and then moving down towards the downside. On the daily chart, we can see that, of course, yes, the things even are going higher. So we can see that we already start to stretch these Bollinger Bands and the upper side, of course, and we need to retest it, of course, and then before moving down again on the daily chart here. So a very nice indication. We have passed even here the red Bollinger Band history, and if we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see the same is happening. So basically everything looks good. As you can see, we have retest here the blue line. We might move up, possibly even. Everything is possible. So let's see. However, the indicators are supporting exactly our scenario, our bullish scenario. our Elliott Wave bullish scenario, right? So it looks like working so well, so good with it. So I would go, more bullish this week, of course, supporting our bullish scenarios for the indicator. Now, one more indicator I can show you is that my own indicator. As we can see here, the signal of the bullish signal in this trade are very still strong. They are the strongest here since counting 174 days before. 174 days, it means like a half of 6 months. So since 6 months we are here August, that means February. From February 2024, from this here, it means from the start of the impulse, almost February here. From the start of this impulse. Now this is the most strongest bullish scenario in this trend, because 174 day candle here, we are on the daily, by the way, 174 daily candle, it says that this is the strongest now volume for buyers, and that means 180 days almost, it means half of year. 6 months is almost, that means from the start of this impulse. And you can imagine the rest, guys. Alright, so thank you for watching, guys. I hope that you're having a nice weekend. And don't forget to like and to subscribe for the channel if you didn't yet. Thank you very much again. See you in the next video. Bye bye.